Hello ladies, Sian here to talk to you about all things marketing and scaling your practice. Now, what I want to talk to you about today follows on from the story I shared yesterday of a client I worked with called Kieran, who is not the only client who has come to me in this situation. I have another 2 clients I'm working with at the moment who are the same, where they came to me and said, Sian, I really want to have another baby. I don't want to stop at just one child in our family. But managing the practice and being a mum has almost killed me over the last couple of years. And I can't see a way to have another baby in the mix when everything is the way it is right now. I'm burnt out, I'm exhausted, I'm not making enough money from the practice. And I'm really scared if I step out to have a baby and take some time out, the whole thing is going to fall apart. That actually even been Kieran's experience when she'd had her first child. And she'd literally had to pull the practice up from the ground up again. She's like, I don't have the energy to do that again, and I'm not sure the practice would go through that a second time. It's such a common thing that I hear people talk about, this notion that the practice has become this monster that is taking over their life, and they don't have any time left or freedom or headspace to be able to do anything about it, even if they knew what to do. Like many of the women who come to me are like, I don't know what to do about this problem. Like I can't continue like this, but I don't know what to do about it. Like I hear so often, like I think I'm just going to go back to being on my own in a room in a medical centre. But it's almost like a set of golden handcuffs, your practice at this point, in that that's not really a possibility, because you've got a team, you've got a lease, you've got admin staff. Like it's actually a much bigger issue logistically to unpick, and that's before you even think about the time and energy and effort that you've put into growing this thing. Walking away from it seems like the easiest option, but in all honesty, it's not really an option that's on the table. The only option on the table is to turn the practice around and to make it into something that serves you, that fulfills your life, instead of taking over your life, something that gives you time and freedom back, like the very things that you started it for, instead of consuming your every waking minute and your energy and your enthusiasm and your desire to be an owner. Like I hear that a lot as well. The key thing that needs to happen, well, there's probably a couple. The key things that need to happen for you to move from being that person who is working 40 to 50 hours a week with a chock-a-block caseload and running the business in your spare time, your evenings and weekends. The first is that you have to stop seeing as many patients, even though you are the person who is bringing in most of the revenue. That's the catch-22. If you don't reduce your caseload, you'll never be able to do the work on the business to free up more time and freedom to be able to get this balance back. The second thing is, when you've got some of that time, is to absolutely get clear on who is in your business, what they are doing, what you are doing, and what they need to be doing for you, so that you can reduce down how much of the time you're spending working on the business. And the way to do that is to get really clear on the things that you're doing, to build systems and processes around them so that you can delegate them effectively and know that they will get done to the standard and the quality that you want them done to, and that you do them to. Maybe they'll even get done better. Because I see that a lot too, where people are doing things and like, I'm not even very good at it, but I just do it because I don't know how to tell somebody else to do it. I've been doing it so long. Moving those things from your workload to the right person in your team's workload is where the freedom of time starts to happen. So you reduce your client numbers, that gives you the time to be able to focus on systems and processes in the practice, which ultimately gives you the long-term time back to be able to go off and have a baby like Kieran did, or a number of my other clients have done, to go traveling for 6 weeks around 5 states like one of my clients did this last summer, to stop being in the practice 5 days a week and to instead only spend 2 days a week in the practice, and to spend real, true days off with your kids instead, which is something else that some of my clients have achieved recently. If this all sounds wonderful, but you have no idea how you would actually go about achieving those things, you can't move clients off your caseload no matter how hard you try. You can't get your team filled to bring in more revenue so that you're able to do that. You have no idea where to start with the systems and processes, or you've tried in the past and it's fallen flat on its face. Any of those things sound like you, then please reach out to me and let's have a chat, because we are getting close to closing doors on Success Without Sacrifice, my signature program. And I would love to support you to implement marketing that will fill all your team up to capacity, but more importantly, to support you to build the systems and processes in your practice that will allow you to create more success with less sacrifice on your behalf, so that you can have that time with your kids, have that time with your partner, take a day off, read a book, do all the things that you promised yourself you'd do when you started your practice and you made it, that you haven't ever been able to get round to. Because life is for living and it can be over very quickly. And being on this perpetual hamster wheel of 50-hour work weeks and squeezing everything else in around it, but never fully being present for it, and not making enough money at the other end of that process anyway, really needs to stop, so that you can continue to be in your practice, continue to have the impact in the world that you know you're here to have, to continue to provide your staff with an amazing workplace, because I know you do, but to do those things without it being at your own personal sacrifice of your time with your family, sacrifice of your health, the sacrifice of your sleep, the sacrifice of your social life. It doesn't have to be like that. And if you're ready to look at creating a new way of doing things, I'd love to have a chat with you. You can find the link to book a call underneath this video, and I will look forward to speaking to some of you soon.